Oh man, that supercharger one. I'm back, and today I'm going to give you an update on the S4. It's been a while. I know I've disappeared, but I'm back now. So I've been trying to deal with this car. There's been a lot of issues that I was trying to resolve, but finally now I think we're getting somewhere. So let's go back to last year December. I had this issue on the car, and I thought it was actually the bypass valve, and I went through this process to try and eliminate all issues or possibilities of being being the bypass valve. Then I realized that actually it might be the battery. Got a new battery, the issue was still there. I wasn't sure what's happening. Hooked up a scanner, drove the car, and I realized that actually it looks like it's an alternator. Then I went through this process to sort out the alternator, which was fine. I'm glad I did that because it was also an issue. So basically it was 3 issues that were causing that problem on this car. The car still goes into limp mode now and then, and not really limp mode while driving, but when starting the car, it sometimes just doesn't want to start. Then it throws those fault codes and everything else. And I so happened to switch 2 relays that are sitting in the boot. I changed them, switched them around, took the other one that was on the other slot, and then did literally like the back and forth or switch around. And the car started fine, it drove fine, no issues ever since that day. But if it was parked for I think over 2 days or so, they need to do the limp mode thing. And I went ahead and bought new relays. Then with new relays, at least the issue seemed to have been resolved for that time up until now. And I bought more relays. So I have a few here and here. So there are different types. Let me show you. There's this type relay, which is a 12 volt, 40 amp. This one here, there's one relay. That's the 4-pin. So it's a 4-pin. There's also this type relay, which I didn't know that was actually a relay as well. This one as well. So there's a 5-pin small relay, which I didn't know that it's a relay. So I'm going to replace all of these relays today, and hopefully that will resolve my issue. I didn't know that these things actually fail, but it turns out they run the fuel pump, they run the power cables between the alternator and the battery and the ECU and everything else. So I got about 4 of these. I've already replaced 3. I'm going to replace 3 more. Some of them are under the steering wheel, under the dash, and then these, well, one of these and one of that. So some of them are in the engine bay, so I'll show you where they are. So let's replace all these relays today, start the car, and see if there's any difference. Let me show you the 2 that I've already replaced in the boot here. So they're somewhere in this little corner situation here. So you'll see these 2, this one here, the JD 1912, and the other one at the back there. So these are the 2 that I've already replaced in here. So I switched them around, that one here and then this one there before with the original ones, and the cars seemed to work fine. So now I ended up replacing both of them, and so far so good. And the other one that I've replaced is here. So I need to replace a small one that's sitting in the exact same area. Let me open this cover and then replace the other relay, and then we'll go to the under the bonnet and see what's happening there. Put in a screwdriver here or a trim tool if you have one, and just pry so this thing pops off. Then you can remove it completely. There's one 8mm bolt here. There's another one here and another one somewhere here. So I need to undo all 3 and then remove this panel to replace the relay. Right, I previously put rat poison because I had a rat in my car. That was years ago. Okay, but that has been sorted. So here are these 2 relays. I already replaced this J1912. Now I'm going to replace this one here, 404, and then put in a new one and then go to the engine bay. So these ones here are 5-pin small relays. Let's get this one off with my left hand. Right, so it's a 5-pin it goes in like that. 12 volt. Okay, let's compare the specs between the old one and the new one. So 12 volt, 12 volt. The teeth look to be the same, the gapping and everything. Let me install it and see if it works. If it works, good shot. If it doesn't, then it's a problem. So I'm gonna put in the new one. It goes in like this. So it's a 3-pin at the bottom, and then these ones go to the top. Okay, it's in there, quite tight. All right, I need to clean that and then put this cover back on. Right, we are done this side. Okay, so all have been replaced. Then I'm going to the engine bay now. This is one of those situations where you just send it and hope for the best. So let's have a look in here and see what's happening. Fuse box is sitting here, so I have to undo this cowl cover plastic thing to access it. Then there's two just for easy access. Okay, so we're going to work in this box here. It's a T30. I've got my Torx bit. It's 4 bolts. There's one here. There's another one here. Actually, there's 3, not 4. And then there's another one here. All the screws are out. And this guy just comes off like that. Just give you an update. So the first time I opened this, I realized that it was not closed properly. So there was water going in here into this box, and I suspect that might have caused an issue with my ECU and all the fuses and everything else. So I'm just going to pull the ECU out of its slot here. The car is currently off, and then just put this here. There's flexibility for it to come out, and just chill over here. So these are all the relays. There's 1, 2, 3, the big ones, and then there's 2 small ones, these ones here. So I'm going to replace all of them, and then hopefully that will solve my issue. I'm going to start with these big ones. First one out. Just make sure that the orientation is the same. It has to go in like that. Make sure it's sitting the right way. That's one. Let's do the other one. It's also facing the same direction. So this one is gonna go in like this as well. Okay, there's 2 relays down. Okay, so that one is sitting a little differently. So which means the flat panel is that side. So it's gonna sit like this. Right, that one is done. And let me remove the small ones in here. There we go. So that's one. Why would they sit the opposite direction? So this one is sitting that way, the other one is sitting the opposite direction. Interesting. Bring a new one. So the teeth are facing me, so it's gonna go in like this. So the teeth are facing that direction, like that. And I'm gonna put the ECU back on, and yeah, I'll start the car and see what happens. I checked all the fuses, everything is fine here. I just need to put the ECU back on into the car. Okay, this one here, it flew off. Right, so I think it goes in. So it just gives this ECU a nice cushion. sits nicely. So it's good practice to start the car after doing all this work to make sure that everything works. Normally, when I start the car, it would really crank for a long time before it actually starts. So that's also a sign that one of the relays, the fuel pump relay probably, is not sending enough power to say, look, send enough fuel for the car to start. So I'm hoping that with all the relays replaced, one of them is for the fuel pump, then the car will start as soon as I turn the key on, as soon as I start it. Let's see. Hopefully it starts quicker than it would normally do. There we go. Okay. All right. Right. Makes sense. Makes sense. I think it works. I have not put the cover back on, but already I can tell that the car is actually, it started quicker than how it would normally do before all these issues started. So replacing all the relays is actually a first step that you need to take to check why your car has electrical issues or whatever issues, because I went through a lot only to find out it's actually all the relays, and I replaced all of them now. I'm happy. I'm gonna drive the car and see if there's any difference, but the fact that it started quicker than it would normally do, I'm happy with that. It's a win in my books. Right, let me put the cover back on and everything else, and then we'll take it for a spin just now. The cowl cover is back on and the rubber thing and everything else is sorted. Now just need to take it for a drive and see how it performs on the road. The other issue when the car was not starting or switching off or with the old relays, I noticed was that my number plate lights, they would flicker when they're on, but now they're solid, they're not flickering like that. I mean, they're not flickering, so they would flicker like big time, either the right one or the left, and I wasn't sure what was happening, but it turns out maybe that was not sending enough power. We tend to neglect a lot of small things when it comes to car maintenance, and we always look at big things, mechanical parts. We forget the electronics, the fuses, small things such as relays. So if your car is going through the same, or you are going through the same with your car, these are the two relays from the S4. It's 404, 643. If you need them replaced, replace these guys and your car will be sorted. So let's go for a drive and see how it performs under load. Cannot wait. Oh yes, we've got parking sensors now. We fitted them a few weeks ago. All right, so we're just gonna do a quick test. Let's see how fast this car goes. Well, if it drives okay, not really like how fast, but if it drives okay. Second gear. Nice. Okay. No, we're doing well. We're doing well. And the supercharger wine is there. So we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. We're cooking now. We're cooking. We're cooking. Oh man. That supercharger wine beats anything any day. So we can confirm that the car performs really well. It doesn't cut, it doesn't switch off, because sometimes when I drive it hard like that, then it would actually like switch off, and it would, I didn't know what the issue was. Like I was really frustrated because thought it was the battery, got a new battery, thought it was alternator, fixed it, still the same thing, until I figured out that actually it's one of these relays. So yeah, I'm glad right now that I was able to figure out that the relays are actually the causes of this problem. The car performs really well, no issues, no lights on the dash, nothing. Everything is 100%. Yeah, I'm happy right now. I think if any one of you out there is struggling with the same issue or similar issue, please look at your relays, look at the alternator, look at the battery, especially for these cars, because you'll never know. The scanner will tell you is one thing, meanwhile it's the other. So it's easy to just misdiagnose. Oh man, this thing is quick. And it sounds nice as well. It sounds really, really nice. But overall, I love it. I love it. The supercharger one is there. The car is back. I love it. I love how it sounds. The exhaust, everything, the power. I really love it. It's nothing beats that supercharger one. I think more than anything. Oh man, this thing is fun. It's really, really fun to drive. Oh. Well, there you have it. The Audi S4 is back, up and running 100%. At least, well, we're getting there. We're getting there. But yes, I'm happy that I've resolved pretty much most of the issues that this car had, especially when it comes to the battery, the alternator, and lastly, now the fuses, all the relays are sorted, and now the car performs 100% as it should. I'm glad. And to think that these things were causing an issue. I mean, like, look at these things, like relays. So if your car has an issue, again, I'm stressing it, if you have an issue similar to mine, look into these things, replace them. You'll thank me later. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Click on that bell to be notified as soon as a new video goes live, and I'll catch you next time.